News every 15 minutes, weather every 10, and sports twice an hour.
Newstalk, KGVO, AM 1290 and 98.3 FM.
You're listening to Montana Morning with Peter Christian.
Fire danger takes a jump. Good morning, everyone. Montana Morning for Tuesday, July 11th, 2017. Partly cloudy, 57 degrees in Missoula right now. Our newscast this morning sponsored by First Montana Bank. Your home for free centennial checking and unlimited cash back when you use your debit card. Find out more, firstmontanabank.com. Interagency wildland fire officials with the Missoula County Fire Protection Association are reporting fire danger indices within Missoula County are now very high. Recent weeks have seen record-setting high temperatures and grasses continuing to cure and dry out. This fine dead fuel is the primary carrier of fire in the wildland. And when fires get established in this fuel type, they spread out of control rapidly. Multiple grass fires caused by human behavior, cigarette butts thrown into dry grass, unattended campfires, and fireworks have escaped initial attack in the last week across the northern Rockies, some transitioning into the forest with rapid rates of spread. Outdoor debris burning by permit has been closed in Missoula County since July 4th. Outdoor burning in Ravalli County will close on the 13th. Residents need to know that wildland firefighters face a long, arduous fire season, even without having to respond to human-caused fires. And so the DNRC is asking everyone to take special care when engaged in activities that could ignite a wildfire. Governor Steve Bullock, along with Attorney General Tim Fox and State Legislator Diane Sands, participated in a bill signing ceremony yesterday in the City Council chambers for a new law defining sexual assault. Deputy County Attorney and Head of the Special Victims Unit, Susie Boylan, explains.
It creates one definition of consent for both sexual assault and sexual intercourse without consent. We have been living with two different definitions for a long time, which causes a huge amount of confusion. So what it does is provide a definition of consent, which is overt words or actions that indicate a freely given agreement to engage in sexual contact or sexual intercourse.
Boylan said a second bill extended the statute of limitations for sexual assault prosecutions from 10 to 20 years.
Most people don't report at all, but people who do report, especially if they were victimized as children and especially if they were victimized by a family member or another trusted adult, many people don't report until long after. And so our previous statutes of limitation cut off people who could have a very natural and lengthy process in getting to the point where they could talk about it and report it.
Now, following that ceremony, Governor Steve Bullock participated in a lighter-hearted ceremonial signing at Bayern Brewery with a toast to HB 541. Prior to the ceremony, the bipartisan bill sponsors, Democrat Ellie Hill and Republican Adam Hertz, praised the passage of the bill that raises the production limit for Montana breweries.
Representative Adam Hertz, Republican from Missoula, and me, a Democrat from Missoula, we came together last legislative session for what we called bipartisan beer love, which was a long effort that we'd had in the Montana legislature to raise the cap on the amount of beer that Montana breweries could brew.
Freedom to manufacture the products that there's a demand for, and they were artificially constrained by government. And I just wanted to remove those barriers and let these small business owners reach their full potential, and I think they will now.
Governor Bullock explained the changes the bill allows for Montana breweries.
We go from a 10,000 barrel cap to 60,000. And the backbone of Montana really is small businesses. And these are small businessmen and women who are expanding, and as they do, bringing the values of Montana and the brand of Montana even beyond this 147,000 square mile border.
Following the ceremony, Governor Bullock toasted the legislators and brewery owners on hand for the event with a glass of craft brewed beer from the Bayern Brewery. Crews are gaining the upper hand on a fire burning south of the Fort Belknap Indian Reservation in north central Montana, while weekend lightning storms sparked smaller fires here in western Montana. The July fires burned more than 16 square miles of the Little Rocky Mountains and has alternatively threatened the surrounding towns of Zortman, Landusky, Hayes, and Lodgepole. The fire was 50% contained as of yesterday. Crews were working to protect structures in the four towns while reinforcing fire lines and trying to prevent it from spreading to the reservation itself. In northwestern Montana, thunderstorms started several fires between Kalispell and Libby on Friday, the largest, the 400-acre Legier Creek fire near Middle Thompson Lake. Helena area firefighters moved quickly to extinguish 5 lightning-sparked fires north of the city after a thunderstorm on Sunday evening. Missoula authorities have taken a man have returned a man to jail after 2 teenage girls called 911 Sunday evening, reporting that an intoxicated man had blocked their path near the intersection of Russell and Broadway. The girls said the man said things like, "You're pretty and I like little girls," before inappropriately touching one of them. Missoula Police Public Information Officer Travis Welsh explains.
Sunday evening at 8:42 p.m. in the 1500 block of West Broadway, a complaint came into 911 that an adult male had touched a juvenile female inappropriately. Officers responded. They spoke to the young lady as well as a friend who was with her at the time and learned that the male had actually left at the time that they called 911.
Police were able to track the suspect down quickly.
He was located a short distance away and taken into custody. He's identified as Eugene Lewandowski, a 47-year-old male.
Lewandowski had already had a photo on file with the Missoula County Jail. He was booked there back in April when he was accused of throwing a woman and attacking his sons in a felony partner or family member assault case. Before that incident, Lewandowski had already been convicted twice of partner or family member assault. In Missoula Justice Court yesterday, Lewandowski was placed in jail on $100,000 bond. A backlog of 1,140 untested sexual assault kits from past Montana criminal investigations will be sent out this week for testing. The process of investigating the kits was started by Attorney General Tim Fox over a year ago, but final certification required by the Sexual Assault Kit Initiative has freed up $2 million to pay for that testing.
Frees up that money then, and we'll start sending the kits in phases to a laboratory in Salt Lake City for testing. Then we have Marshall University in Huntington, West Virginia will perform a technical review of all of the test results to make sure that there's sufficient basis for any scientific conclusions.
Fox said the state has put safeguards in place to prevent another backlog of sexual assault kits from forming. The Department of Justice currently hiring positions to help sort out the information after the DNA results are checked.
We will soon be hiring a victim advocate and a cold case investigator, and so we'll be off and running on this process. And in the meantime, we have developed policies and procedures and a database in order to track kits in the future so they don't accumulate.
Eventually, the DNA results from Montana cases may be matched up with the FBI's combined DNA index system, which could lead to criminal charges in cold cases from the past. Fox says the oldest sexual assault kits are being tested first to ensure that a statute of limitations on these cases doesn't become a problem. The Montana Supreme Court has adopted an interim rule allowing accommodations for breastfeeding mothers while taking the state bar exam. The rule adopted last week allows a 15-minute stop-the-clock break during each of the 4 3-hour testing periods and will be in effect for those taking the bar exam later this month. Breastfeeding mothers will be afforded a spot to breastfeed or express breast milk and can bring needed supplies. The state bar petitioned for the change after denying requests for breastfeeding accommodations for test takers in July of last year and February of 2017. The Montana Board of Bar Examiners rules limited accommodations to permanent or long-term disabilities. 2 women sought accommodations for this month's test. Our News Talk time now, 6:13.
News Talk, KGVO.
Missoula's official weather station.
Ample sunshine today and comfortable with daytime highs in the mid-80s. Tonight, open the windows. Lows will be in the low 50s. But as we head into your Wednesday afternoon, a heat wave begins with the highs returning to the 90s. Triple-digit readings by the end of the week. I'm meteorologist Brooke Foster, KECI 13.